What's up everyone, SpartanSteve here, making a blacksmith tutorial today for beginners in the world of Kauradia. Going to walk you through the basics and a bit more on how to blacksmith. You first need to be at a city to start and enter the smithy. When you enter the smithy, it's going to start you off at the one-handed sword. This may look different for you because I progressed a little bit and it presets for me with higher tier pieces. For some of the pieces, for the individual weapons that you can make, it's going to preset with some of the highest tier weapons that you can make for the pieces. So it's for whatever reason, it's making the base pieces at level 5, but the slicer end at level 1. Don't know why, but occasionally this happens, so you do have to adjust it to make a weapon that you can make. You're probably going to make something around this to start, which I will fully explain to you in a moment. But to give you a heads up, you're going to have smithing stamina. When that smithing stamina goes down to 0 or close to 0, you're going to have to stop smithing. You're only going to have a certain amount to craft, smelt, or refine. You can switch to make one of your other companions if you have them with you, but I wanted to learn it, so I picked my character that I created to start building up the smithing tree. Just to show you the other types of weapons that you can make would be under where you can click one-handed sword. You'll be able to see the other types of weapons that you could craft. You could still select it the same way of one-handed sword. You could take a look at what you can craft and what you cannot craft, and you could take a look at everything. Even if you can't craft it yet, it'll be locked, but you could still see how it would come out too. But we're going to work with one-handed swords today. When you start, you're going to have 100 stamina, but you need charcoal to make anything. The bottom right here, you're going to need charcoal to make any weapon and also smelt anything down. To make charcoal, it's going to be under refine. It's going to be 2 hardwood for 1 charcoal for you, and as you progress, you'll be able to unlock future perks, which will allow you to use 3 hardwood to get 2 charcoal. All the materials that you have will be listed on the bottom of the quantity that you have for each one. So you can see that I have the 3 hardwood and 9 charcoal. But how do you get hardwood? One way is smelting, the second is actually buying the hardwood at the marketplace. So you could select a weapon that will provide you wood or a material that you're looking for, and you will progress in level as well. And with the new update that happened, it is easier to level all stats even at a higher level, so this will progress easier for you now. Checking my stamina bar there for smelting, as you can see, it is very low. To get it back, you need to go back to the city that you're in and wait. That is the only way so far to do this, to gain the smithing stamina back. It's relatively quick. Just for this portion here, we're going to wait the full time, and with waiting for this period of time, what, like 10 seconds, we got back up to 81. So now you got a couple materials, you smelted down some items that you took from looters, and now you want to craft your first weapon. You're going to want to match it with what your smithing level is and the difficulty. I have tested this a couple of times. Definitely you want to make sure it is under that yellow bar. What I'm going to show you right now is just like what I could craft at the highest point on what's going to happen if you do it above your smithing level and difficulty. So we're taking a look at a nice golden sword here with a nice curve. Make the difficulty as high as you can, and this is how it turns out. And you lose stats if you're too far under the difficulty, and it's beyond your level if it's too high of a level, and you can name each weapon. So the name I'm going to give this one is the Golden Shit Stick. Comment below of all the diabolical names that you name your weapons. I am very, very interested. You can learn new pieces to craft when you forge, like there I just unlocked a piece, and when you smelt down weapons you do get an opportunity to learn a new piece to make a part of a weapon. Once you craft that first weapon, you're more than likely not going to use it. So what you're going to do is you're going to go down to smelting, and you're going to find that weapon, and you're going to break it down, and you're going to get most of the pieces back and materials that you used. So if you craft 5 golden chitsticks and you smelt them again, you are gaining experience for each time you forge it, and you're gaining experience every time you smelt it down. And then you have to go back to continuously getting charcoal to continue doing this, and keep an eye on the stamina as well. And you could do this back and forth over and over again until as high as you want. You could just keep on going. And that's probably why they put the stamina there. To do charcoal, right now it's 5 stamina, and to forge a weapon it is 10. Just gained my stamina back, and as you can see I unlocked a piece just by making this video, and got some gold little cup guard that you could make on a sword. Now you can see what happens when the difficulty is too high, but what if it's just under but the smithing level is higher? By doing that, you're going to have to play around at that point. Hopefully you unlocked a couple things in different tiers that you would be able to take a look at everything. But just to show what could still happen when you craft a weapon that is under that yellow bar where it says smithing, but it still has a higher smithing level. So you could still make a pretty decent sword at the level 2-3 areas. Looks pretty cool. Decent weapon, 90 to 84, 90 difficulty to 84 smithing. And this is how the result is going to be. I have tested this I don't know how many times, but if it just doesn't meet those requirements, you're still going to get a weapon that's going to have a lower attributes. And you could absolutely name the weapon again, and this is going to be called the Nipple Slicer. And then just rinse and repeat from what I did with the golden weapon from before. It truly is luck and random, but this one only was for thrust pierce damage, only -2. And with doing this a 3rd time, it does hit 3 of the stats. So it really is luck of the draw. Just make sure it's under both the smithing level and difficulty, and you will get a weapon that is not going to have the lowered attribute stats. But now I'm going to show you a weapon that is under the smithing level and under that difficulty bar, that yellow bar there. So when you first start doing this, you're going to make like a wood weapon. You can take a look at everything else like here, and apparently you can make an umbrella handle on one of your swords, which I definitely want to unlock to see what would happen. But here's a weapon under my difficulty of smithing in that green bar, and all the stats remain the same. What also could happen is that you could get, instead of a negative, you could get a plus, and the stats will be higher, and this one I'm just going to call Poker. Even with it being 15 levels under what I can make, I did not get a plus here. And I did do this 10 times prior to recording this portion here. Didn't get the plus. Don't know why, but it definitely does happen. You can increase the size of the specific part that you want to use to bring the difficulty up, and with still bringing the difficulty up, it gave me the stats that it provided to me on the right. I do hope this guide helped you out on having a better idea into smithing. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below and I will respond. Have a wonderful time playing Bannerlord 2.